My name is Peter Achu Chikata. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Peterson Escrow and Land Title Services. We're in the business of getting real estate transactions closed and bringing the entire process to its finality. That's the job that an escrow company does. We are also in the business of helping those Ghanaians who have purchased properties but have not been able to get them registered at the Lands Commission. We help them go through that process with the support of the Lands Commission. That's what we do at this time in Ghana. The word escrow originates from the old French word escrouer, which came into use between the years 1590 and 1600, when there was a lot of trading activity in Europe. Trading activity in minerals, in land, and all kinds of things that were purchased in those days. Escrouer means a scratch of paper or a scroll of paper, because the traders needed a piece of paper to document what they were selling or what they were trading. And so that's how the word originated. There were other versions of the word, but currently the word we use is escrow. And internationally, it is the word escrow that is used throughout all the trading activities between a buyer and a seller. That's how the word originated. Escrow is the process in which a buyer and a seller are brought together to a neutral third party called the escrow holder. The escrow holder's job is to protect the interests of both the buyer and the seller. That's why the escrow holder is always a neutral third party. So when a buyer and a seller come to escrow, each of them knows that their individual interests are being protected by this party called the escrow holder. I have said already that escrow is done in various fields. But in real estate, during the escrow process, a buyer looks for a real estate agent to purchase property. And a seller who wants to sell his property also looks for a real estate agent or broker to sell their property. Now, when these two people meet, the buyer's agent and the seller's agent meet, and the buyer agrees to purchase the property, the two agents put together a document called Sale and Purchase Agreement. We normally call it an SPA. So if I use SPA, it simply means a sale and purchase agreement. Now, once that sale and purchase agreement is prepared by these two real estate agents, they look for the neutral third party called escrow to open an escrow, quote unquote, open an escrow. Opening an escrow simply means you've gone to the escrow holder to say that you want to go through the process of bringing finality to the purchase transaction. Okay. Escrow is a very, very important process, particularly in the United States, where I practiced before coming to Ghana. And what happens is this: once the escrow holder opens the escrow for both the buyer and the seller, the escrow holder's job is to prepare what we call escrow instructions. Now, escrow instructions are prepared from the document brought to the escrow company's office by both real estate agents. Okay. The escrow holder's job is to go through all the documentation brought to escrow by the property owner. In Ghana, those documents will be the indenture and the site plan. It could be money that the seller needs to do certain things on the property before the property is eventually transferred to the buyer. And the buyer also needs to assure the seller that he or she has the funds to purchase the property. And it is the escrow holder's duty to verify that the buyer actually does have those funds. Because here in Ghana, people come to the table claiming they have money to purchase the property, but in the long run, the deal may stall somewhere because they don't have the money to purchase the property. Yeah, escrow services are normally needed by buyers and sellers. In real estate, it is the buyer of a property and the seller of a property who come together and bring their transaction to an escrow holder who process the deal to its finality. So essentially, it is buyer and seller who come to escrow. So how does the escrow process work? Very, very simple. A buyer's real estate agent approaches a seller's real estate agent. If the buyer falls in love with the property, a sale is consummated. After a sale is consummated, these two agents get together and draw what is called a sale and purchase agreement. Now, that sale and purchase agreement is brought to a neutral third party called escrow. In escrow, the escrow officer is called the escrow holder. So the escrow holder gets this document, SPA, and opens escrow. After the escrow holder opens escrow, the first document that he or she will prepare will be escrow instructions. And the content of escrow instructions is simply the orders or instructions given in the sale and purchase agreement by both the buyer and the seller who have already signed that sale and purchase agreement. So we draw the escrow instructions from the SPA. Now, in escrow, the buyer will bring the down payment that he or she has for the purchase. Then the seller may also bring funds needed to do some repairs on the property. Then the property title documents should be brought by the seller. And the escrow holder will take his or her time to go through those documents carefully and be sure that they are valid for the sale transaction to take place. Then, of course, there's a copy of the sale and purchase agreement that I mentioned already. Then we collect confidential information from both parties. And then we also open a trust account with a bank. And in this trust account, all monies brought to escrow will be deposited and not commingled with the escrow holder's own funds. Then I think I mentioned already the site plan and the indenture. And when these things are brought to escrow, we will also contact mortgage lenders who are involved in the process. For instance, there may be a current mortgage holder on the property that is being sold. We need to contact that mortgage lender to find out how much is the loan balance remaining on the property to be paid off when escrow closes, because that lender who has a loan against the property must be paid. Then we must contact, if the borrower, for instance, if the buyer, for instance, is taking a loan to purchase the property, we must contact the new lender who is making the loan to find out if a loan has actually been approved for that buyer, because the seller wants to be sure that funds are coming from a mortgage lender to pay for the purchase of the property by the buyer. It's our duty to assure the seller that the buyer has the funds coming from himself directly or from a mortgage company. If the funds are coming from the buyer himself as cash, we must verify those funds. I mean, the buyer will have the funds in their bank account or with an investment company, and it is our duty to go to the investment company or the bank and verify that yes. Then we must seek consent. In Ghana, we must seek the consent of the original landowner before title can be transferred to the new buyer. Why? Because a lot of the properties in Ghana are leasehold properties. And as a result, we must always contact the original landowner to get their consent before a transfer could be made to a new buyer of that property. That's a process we will go through all the time. Then we will request that a new site plan and indenture be drawn in the name of the new buyer, who is now going to become the new owner of the property. The same way that we were able to collect from the seller a site plan and an indenture which document in Ghana the ownership of property, we must do the same thing for the new buyer who is purchasing the property, so that the new site plan and the new indenture must be registered at the Lands Commission, which is the institution of government that handles property documentation and property registration. Then finally, we prepare what is called closing statements. The closing statements must document all the items that should appear on the buyer's statement and all the items that must appear on the seller's statement. Monies that should go to the seller, monies that should come from the buyer, expenditure made by either party, the buyer and the seller, must all be recorded on the closing statement. Then, after we go through the registration process and consent is given, and we reach the point where we could close escrow and let the property seller out of the way so that the buyer can continue his or her registration process all the way to land title. It is at that point that we close escrow. Now, the Lands Commission requests that stamp duty must be paid. Stamp duty is practically a tax. When you sell or purchase property in Ghana, you must pay a certain amount of tax to government. Now, the officers at the Lands Commission will go and visit the property. They will take their measurements. The valuation department of the Lands Commission will go there, and they will put a value on the property. And based on that value, stamp duty will be assessed. So that assessment will be used as the basis to determine how much tax you pay to government. After all of that is done, then we can close escrow, pay off the seller, and then the buyer will now continue the process of getting his or her documents registered in his or her name all the way to land title. Now, unlike the United States, where this whole thing I've just talked about can happen within 30 to 45 days and escrow will close and you will get your land title certificate, unlike the US, here in Ghana, the process can take you up to 6 months or more. And it is amazing. It is an amazing experience to go through sitting here. And I'm hoping that, as the laws are being passed and in Parliament and changes take place, we will see the process improve. And so that's the process of escrow. Documentation. Let's take the seller first. The seller must bring to escrow an indenture and a site plan. Those are the two principal documents. If there is a mortgage loan on the property, the seller must bring evidence of the mortgage. We must have the name of the mortgage company, at least a contact phone number, etc., so that we can contact them and verify how much loan is existing against the property and how much will be the payoff when we close escrow. If there's a fire insurance policy on the property, we need to contact the fire insurance company who may be due a certain payment, and we in escrow have to get that effected. Then with the seller, the moment we do a search, an official search, we'll be able to establish how much ground rent is due to be paid, and if there is anything outstanding that needs to be taken care of. We also need to find out how much property tax is due on the property. And the seller must give us the authority to whom he or she pays property tax. So we have to verify all of that. It is the Lands Commission who will reveal to us how much ground rent is outstanding on the property. Or if it is not government land, it is the owners of the property, the original owners of the land, who will reveal to us how much ground rent is outstanding, and we'll contact them and they will feed us that information. In Ghana, I would say in passing that there are various types of land in Ghana. It's not only one type of land. We have two land, we have government land, we have private land, we have family land. So depending on the source of the land, you know where to get the ground rent information. So we have to do all of that on behalf of the seller. That's the seller's part. Now, let's come to the buyer. On the buyer's side, here's a buyer coming to escrow saying that he wants to purchase this property. Okay, do you have the money to purchase this property? How much money do you have? Are you getting a loan to purchase this property? Which mortgage company is giving you the loan? How much down payment do you have if you're taking a loan? We ask all those questions, and depending on the answers, then we know what to do. If a mortgage company is giving a new loan, we need to contact that mortgage company to know how much loan they're giving the buyer, what interest rate, etc., etc., etc. Then if the buyer is buying the property with his or her own funds, we have what we call a verification of deposit. That is a form that you sign for us that we will take to your bankers to give us evidence of the amount of money you have to make this purchase. We also collect confidential information on both parties because we want to be sure who these people are. So some of them may be married, or some of them may be divorced, and there may be some legal issues, and you want to be sure that these things do not come to cloud the process. So it is very important that we collect confidential information from them. Basically those are the things that we will need from both buyers and sellers. You need an escrow service if you want to buy any kind of property, all kinds of property. I can tell you how much of a daunting process it is to purchase property in Ghana. It is not easy at all. A visit to the Lands Commission will scare you. The lines that you see at the Lands Commission, how tedious the process is, how long the process is, discourages a lot of people. And if you're lucky enough to have a neutral third party called escrow, who can take up this job on your behalf, count yourself very lucky. So we need escrow service in Ghana, and our job is to represent you, both buyer and seller, in the process. We make the process a whole lot easier for you. It is important that if you're buying property in Ghana, you have somebody who knows the system very well and who can help carry you through the system particularly at the Lands Commission, where registration of your documents, your land title documents, are processed. An escrow holder contacts third parties on your behalf. For instance, if you have a mortgage loan on the property that needs to be paid off, and in the buyer's case also, as I mentioned earlier. And if you're buying land in Ghana, there are various types of land that you buy: stool land, family land, government land, private land, etc., etc. If you don't know the differences in all these things and you want to do this by yourself without a professional person who knows these things very, very well, you will be so frustrated you wouldn't even want to go to the Lands Commission anymore. So it is absolutely important, absolutely necessary that you use the services of an escrow company who virtually go to the system every day. We have a runner in our office whose job is to visit Lands Commission every blessed day. As we speak, he is there right now doing his job. So come to escrow and we will take care of your business. When you come to escrow, our job is to make sure that the land that you're buying or the property that you're buying has property records which are legitimate. The first thing we would like to do is to have your site plan to enable us to do an official search. The Lands Commission has 4 divisions. Public and Vested Land Management Division called PVLMD, then the Survey and Mapping Division called SMD, then the Land Registration Division called LRD, and then the Land Use Planning and Spatial Authority called LUPSA. A thorough search must be done through all these divisions to enable the Lands Commission to reveal what kind of activities are being done on your property or the property that you're trying to purchase. After the search is done, if everything is clear, then we will encourage you in escrow to go ahead and purchase that land. If you don't do so, if you don't go through a search process and you don't know what is happening on your land, chances are that you will be going through the process of buying land privately from someone, and somewhere along the way, you will be told that no, that land is government land. Meanwhile, you have already paid the chief, they've collected your money, and you're stuck with the paperwork, while the land is actually not their own, the land belongs to government. As I speak right now, a gentleman gave us 7 properties. We did a search on 3 of them. This is in Weija area. The search has revealed that the 3 lands that he purchased are all Ghana government land. So we had to call the Lands Commission to find out, okay, this gentleman desperately wants this property. How can we regularize this? Fortunately, the Lands Commission is able to regularize these types of things because government is also interested in selling some of the lands. So if this particular land, this gentleman purchased, these 3 lands, in that area, if government is selling those lands, now this gentleman, after he has paid the chiefs and lost his money, now has to come to Lands Commission and purchase the same lands all over again. So we called him and we mentioned to him that, oh, my friend, we are sorry, this is government land. We are now approaching Lands Commission on your behalf to see what we can do for you to get the land back from Lands Commission. So he's patiently waiting. This is just an example of the kind of problems people run into on a daily basis here in Ghana. I think I mentioned already that there's a variety of, and then the problem of land guards. You purchase a property that you believe strongly that it's yours. You never knew that that land was sold to 3 different people, 3 or 4 different people. You go to your property and discover that, oh, there are land guards there waiting for you to come. It becomes a huge problem. And that is the reason why in Ghana, there's so much land litigation. The courts are, crowded with land litigation. It's virtually impossible. And our advice to people who want to purchase land in Ghana is buyer beware. The escrow experience in the US and in Ghana are completely two worlds apart. I spent 20 years of real estate practice in the United States. In the US, when the real estate agents prepare the sale and purchase agreement and come to escrow, and escrow is opened, first thing the escrow company does is to contact a title company, a title insurance company. As opposed to here in Ghana going to the Lands Commission to verify information on the property in question, no. We simply contact a title company who keep records of the same records that you will find in there they call it County Recorder's Office, the equivalent of the Lands Commission in Ghana. I lived in the US I operated in the business for 20 years. I never knew where the County Recorder's Office was. All I knew was the title company officer who would come to me anytime I had a transaction and give him the details of the transaction, and quickly he will get for me all the information I need on the title records on that particular property. And over there, records are kept for hundreds of years. So if the title company gives you a title report, initially the initial report they give you is called a preliminary title report. And that preliminary title report is almost a book, which contains a lot of information showing what we call the chain of title. That is how the property change has over so many years. With the names of the owners who purchased the property over the years. And you see a long record of this. You find information on property taxes, which mortgage companies made loans, etc., etc., etc. So that book called the prelim is given to you, the title holder, the escrow officer. That's where we start from. In Ghana, there's no title company. So we in escrow have to go to Lands Commission to start the search process. Now, in America, if I ask for a title report, it could be given to me the same day. But at Lands Commission, if I ask for a search report, it will take 4 weeks before I can get a full official title search report. That's one big difference. Then, in America, the whole process of purchasing a property happens or concludes within 30 to 45 days, depending on whether you're taking a loan to purchase the property or not. If you're buying the property cash, no, it doesn't take that long. Escrow may close within 1 week or 2 weeks. But here in Ghana, it takes longer. It could take up to about 6 months before you get your land title certificate on the property that you're buying. Then again, in the US, there are several companies involved in the escrow process. For instance, there are termite companies, property inspection companies, of course, contractors. All these people may bring their bills to escrow to be paid because they were not paid at the time that their services were rendered. So they all bring the bills that are due them to be paid. They will bring the bills to escrow to be paid. In Ghana, we don't have property inspectors. We don't have termite companies in Ghana, no. That's some of the differences. Then again, in America, the mortgage lenders will quickly rush the process so that the number of days that escrow is supposed to close, they must satisfy their loan approvers within that process. Here in Ghana, it can take for as long as possible. Maybe the few comparisons will be that appraisers are used in America. Here we call them the valuers. They will usually present their appraisal report to the escrow office, also as part of the documentation. In Ghana, usually the appraisers here are called valuers. Most properties that are sold here do not have valuation done on them. So that's one big difference also. You close an escrow without an appraisal report, to the surprise of everybody. It is usually only when a mortgage company is involved making a loan on the property that they will insist on a valuation being done on the property. Yeah. Those are the differences I can say clearly. Yeah. Oh, what a relief that finally we are getting a real estate bill coming into the process. This will be a paradigm shift completely. It will be a game changer in our industry. Our industry is not regulated anyway whatsoever. Anybody can call himself a real estate agent or real estate broker. When they have not been educated, they have not been trained, they don't know ethics, the ethics of the business. They have no international experience. And, we are all looking for international best practices because investors are trooping into our country. And we want, to show investors that, hey, we know what we are doing here in Ghana. When you have uneducated people, untrained people on the scene, they disgrace our industry. So it is a wonderful idea that a real estate bill is being passed, a real estate agency bill is being passed, and even a land bill has been passed already. It will eliminate the quacks in the business. The land guards will no longer operate. In the bill, it is indicated that a real estate transaction certificate will be introduced where every real estate transaction that takes place in our offices is known to the government. We must submit a copy of that transaction certificate to the real estate authority anytime we get a real estate transaction concluded. The job of escrow is to make sure that that real estate transaction certificate is provided to government. It is there that government will know what the purchase price of the property is, how much property tax is paid on the property, and how much stamp duty has been paid, who are the buyers and who are the sellers, and what is the price at which it was sold. Here in Ghana, people try to hide things from government so that they don't pay taxes. That will never happen anymore when this bill comes into practice. So it will bring a lot of changes, and it will eliminate those who do not belong to in the industry. Now, education will take place. Training of agents will take place. We will have professionals operating in the business, and a lot of Ghanaians will now appreciate the business of real estate and how it should be conducted as it happens on the international scene. And those of us who are in the industry welcome the change tremendously.